I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Doing pretty okay. So yeah, just looking for the volume button here. Just a little bit quiet, but we're working on that.
I could always just shout.
Yeah. So you are what? You were a QA tester for Mass Effect 3, correct?
Yep. Yeah, this is my first time testing any games.
I know those tests are important, Commander.
Okay. Cool. So this was what exactly does a QA tester do? Because I feel that's something that is often people like, oh, I want to grow up one day to be a games tester, but a lot of people actually don't actually realize what that is. So why don't you explain to us a little bit about what you did as a QA tester?
Well, a lot of us gamers, we've run into bugs when playing games, but as a tester, your job is to be able to replicate the bugs and find out exactly what's causing them and then be able to explain that to like a programmer in a in a good sense. So it's all about being able to replicate the same bugs and get the
Okay,
same results every time.
so essentially, your job is to break the game repeatedly
Yeah,
and be able to tell people about how you did it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, a lot of people are asking me to turn the volume up, but I actually don't know how to do that in Skype right now. I am vaguely ashamed of myself that I do not know what to do. Is there any way you can turn your mic levels up?
Um, no, but I can get closer to the mic.
Oh, is oh okay. So never mind. It's just people can't hear me. That's the problem. Right. Never mind. Can you let me guys know when you can hear me better? I'll just start talking louder. Right. There we go. Let me just increase levels on on my little switch here. So pretty much you've been able to play uh, Mass Effect 3 before anyone.
Yeah, yeah, I've
Um,
been playing it since September.
yeah. What is there anything you can kind of tell us about testing the game?
Well, it opened my eyes up to like a lot of the
Is there
background work
anything?
that goes into games, like sort of the time frame that everything gets
Sorry.
done.
Apparently, I'm just still. Mm-hmm. So, like, at what point do they sign on the QA testers?
Well, there's testers pretty much helping out, helping to support the programmers all the way through the process because, programmers and designers, they need to be able to focus on their tasks. So when they need, to break the game or to verify that a change went in, they just throw it out to a tester to do that legwork for them.
Mm-hmm. And like, about how long does the testing process take?
Oh, I've been testing every day since. Whoa.
Sorry, that was our dog doing. I don't know. Well, why is our door open? Okay.
Oh, Commander Sheepdog. Right on.
Oh, you know what? Yes, that would be Commander Sheepdog. Sorry, I need to switch spots again so I can hear you. Why my microphone level is so low because I'm getting some comments on that. So why don't you, like, well, how long were you testing the game for?
Well, I started off testing cinematics, so like specifically cutscenes and in-game cutscenes and stuff. So I'd look for stuff like pops or continuity errors where the character's not in the right spot. And then I moved
Okay,
up
so,
to play and level testing and
well,
stuff like that.
I'm sorry, I'm just still trying to see if volume is working properly. This is all acting all sorts of fun and buggy. Um, so, all right. Does anyone have any questions for Josh? Um, sorry, I'm so distracted while I'm trying to fix everything right now.
No worries, take your time.
So, all right, before, all right, so before you signed on for Mass Effect 3,
Yep.
step on the dog. So before you signed on for Mass Effect 3, had you played any of the previous Mass Effect games?
Yeah, I had. Yeah, yeah, I actually really liked them.
Okay, so you were, I guess you were kind of well versed in. I guess you're kind of well versed in the lore then.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so how does Mass Effect 3 hold up in comparison to the rest of the series? Just your
Well,
opinions, no spoilers.
yeah, without any spoilers, I mean, as you can kind of tell from like the trailers and everything, the tone of the game is a lot more like doom is upon us right now. You know, there's no time for messing around and taking hour-long trips in an elevator and stuff. You know, it's a lot more work's got to get done. Shepard's got to save the universe, and it's got to happen right now. So, I mean, the speed of the game and the intensity of the game is a lot more uh, faster paced and a lot more action.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we don't have any more elevator rides because that's one thing we.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
think that was the question Stefan wanted to get to. Yeah, he misses the elevator.
Well, yeah, the elevator rides were good if you needed to get up and go do something like take out your dog or something. But yeah, it's no great loss without them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree on that one there. So, do you guys have any questions for me? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I just missed that one. So, how does someone become a game tester? Is there a specific place that they would look like Dice.com for IT people, or do you just kind of have to keep an ear to the floor at a bunch of game developer websites?
Well, I sort of knew like the development cycle of video games. Like if you take that into account, you can sort of plan, oh, a big game is being released, 9 months from now. Maybe I should apply now, not a couple months before the game's actually released, because the testing's already been done by at that point. So, I made sure I had applied, way back early.
Okay, so
Job.
pretty much. All right. Now I see what the problem is. As far as my microphone goes, apparently every time I talk, the boost I give to it is dropping, and I don't know why.
Huh.
But announcing. Nope, that's not working. Forget that.
Are
Alright,
there any new classes?
so, are there gonna be, any new classes?
Um, no, I don't think there's any new classes. I mean, the multiplayer has some new species mixed into the class, so that sort of adds some new life to each class. You know, like instead of having just a regular infiltrator, now you can have a Solarian infiltrator, and the Solarian plays way differently than the humans do. So, you know, that's sort of the only new classes they have, I think.
How is the multiplayer? Is it actually competitive, or is it just some like
Oh, the multiplayer is it's sort of like wave based, you know, 4-player co-op against 10 waves of enemies and then an 11th extraction wave where you just try to survive.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there we go.
whip out my Xbox?
So, someone just informed me how I can fix my microphone now. Hooray, that's so much better. So now that now what hand did you have in the multiplayer? Did you test that out in its entirety, or did you really only focus on single player?
Well, I was first focused on single player, but once that wrapped up, the multiplayer, they needed some people to help test them. And periodically, like, there'd be afternoons where it'd be like they'd want to get as many people onto the multiplayer just to test the server loads and stuff. So I got to play multiplayer on the PC way back in October, I think was my first time playing it, back before it was even announced publicly, and I had a blast with it.
That dude is saving an entire planet. He fucking stressed out his shit.
Okay, cool. So, do testers do anything for DLC? Like, we have the DLC coming out pretty much the day of launch. Do you test that out as well, or is that a completely different team?
No, I'm actually just this afternoon I was testing DLC that's gonna be coming out a couple months from now. So, yeah, I'm working on DLC. Testers do that. That's all local in Edmonton.
Okay, now, also, to my understanding, QA testers have a really, really high turnover rate. Like, you guys don't really stay hired on for long. Is there something, like, testers can do to kind of change the way that works? Like, you know, you join a big studio, you just get shifted around between games, instead of, like, having to leave the studio?
Well, the turnaround rate, it's not so much like a merit thing. It's I was hired on as a term, like a contract tester, so I was hired on for 6 months. So after that 6 months, if they don't need me anymore, you know, the project's done and that's just the end.
Elevators? What do you want? 2 stories or
So it's like you're hired on with that understanding that once the work dries up, your contract's over and that's pretty much it anyways.
unbelievable. Greedy bastard. Hey, another elevator. See?
Okay, now,
Do they have a deep knowledge? The program or the game testers have a knowledge of programming at all, or is it just kind of like I played the game, shit was broken, and you know that type of deal?
Well,
Where they're like,
yeah, you don't need
or
to
they're
have like a
hey, you
specific
know,
knowledge of the
this part's
language.
the programming, you should have done this instead of this, or is it just like shit's broken?
Well, yeah, you need to, as a tester, you don't need to know like the specific language of programming, but you need to understand what's happening. So, you know, you open a door, it sets this sort of trigger off, and that causes a problem. So you have to know which triggers are being set, you know, after which actions. So you have to understand the programming, but you don't have to be able to actually, you know, speak it.
okay. Now, going completely away from the concept of game testing, here's one thing I've wondered. Like, looking back at some of the older BioWare games, like Baldur's Gate, Knights of the Old Republic, you can kind of see a